Check now audio.
Now your audio is coming.
Okay. But I cannot hear you. I cannot hear you. No. I don't see to be there on the screen. Dhruv? Can you speak?
Hello.
Yeah. I can hear you.
Okay. So we are live. I'll go to the next slides. Hello.
Yeah, Dhruv.
Yeah, I'm having some difficulty with the camera.
Okay. So can I switch on to, like, how do we go? Okay. So here comes the Diamond Sutra. So guys, we have just started this series on the Vajrachedika Pragya Sutra. Every Saturday and Sunday, we plan to do the Sutra Talks, living the Sutras. That means the practical application of the Sutras into our lives and how we can apply these words of wisdom that the Buddha expounded and make our lives more peaceful and prosperous too. So, this is a series that Dhruv will be continuing every Saturday and Sunday. So, Dhruv, what's it right now? Are we going to? Because I cannot see anything, no comments or something. So, I completely depend on you because I'm just a guest.
Yeah. So I'll just give me a minute. I'll connect my camera, and meanwhile, if we can continue with the reading.
Yeah, okay, I can do that.
Yeah.
So,
Thank you.
even leading to the assembly. So, basically, what is Diamond Sutra? So, let's also share a fun fact.
Yeah.
Every time we study the Diamond Sutra, we will also try to gather some fun facts that help us understand the importance of the Diamond Sutra. So, Diamond Sutra, technically, when I got to know, was the sutra that was the first printed sutra. So there is this original copy of the first printed sutra lies in the museum in London, and the National Museum in London, and they have the original copy. It was first printed for public distribution by a rich merchant. So definitely it was a sutra, and the you can see the merits that people got by distributing this sutra were definitely something to do with prosperity. That is why the merchants, they did that, because uh, prosperity is a blessing, and blessing is something that one has to acquire, actually get from people. And people will bless you only and only if you do good to them, or if they have been good to them. So at the end, blessing has to be earned, and prosperity is a blessing. So if today somebody is rich and affluent, surely he is blessed, and this blessing has come because of a lot of efforts this person has done in making sure that prosperity has been, knocking the door of such a person. So the Vajrachedika Pragyaparamita Sutra basically is that sutra, the world's first printed sutra. So that's a fun fact, or an important fact that we can know just for fun, but it's important to know this, that it is a very important sutra. Second, as we study the Diamond Sutra, the Vajrachedika Pragyaparamita Sutra, we need to also understand why is it called so. Now you look at diamond, considered to be the hardest material on earth, and if something is hard, what can shape this hard material? Because only something harder than that can actually shape it up, right? So what do you think? If something is hard, do you think a diamond will be used to shape up a diamond? Cannot, right? Because both will not cut each other, and hence, and there's nothing else out there in the world which is harder than the diamond. So then what will you require to get the diamond shaped up into a beautiful crystal? So this sutra also tells us that our conditioning has been the reason that what we are today. And what can we do? How can we just shape ourselves up? Is it through ourselves and just sitting there and self-analyzing and self-working on ourselves? Will it be able to do that? No, because you need that particular path guide. You need some systems in place so that this conditional me can be transformed. And that's why it's very important to understand that the Vajrachedika Pragyaparamita Sutra is one of those sutras that teaches us that you will need to be using other means, especially the means of engagement from your daily duties, so that you can now create new neural pathways within your brain, so that you can have a newer version of yourself being created. And that's where non-conceptual thinking patterns can develop, and you can see another version of you. And as even Jesus Christ says that another you has to be born, you have to be twice born for you to realize the truth, uh, exactly what you are. And for that, the first one has to give way for the new one. And here, if you look at our current version, has been the obstacle for our future version to come in. So this current version has to get out of the way. Our efforts need to be channelized in the path that we want to follow and the goal that we have to reach. And the goal of every shunyati, every practitioner on the Buddha's path, is to attain the Anuttara Samyak Sambodhi, the highest version of yourself. And this version that you will achieve will help you to see the world in a total different perspective. And the other way around, as you see the world in a total different perspective, you actually reach the highest version of yourself too. So both ways it is going to work, and this sutra is leading you into making sure that you will achieve the Anuttara Samyak Sambodhi. And as you see in the sutra in future chapters, you will realize that all the Buddhas that ever have sprung up from this sutra. And wherever this sutra is, it is a place where it should be revered, because it's a place of learning and understanding. And I think this sutra has to be studied together again and again and again. It's like a mirror in which we watch ourselves, and we will see a new version of ourselves every time. Okay, so let's see if Dhruv has finished to get his camera on.
Hello.
Yeah, so Dhruv, I see you.
Am I on the screen?
Yeah, yeah, you are pretty much
Okay,
on the
okay.
screen.
So today I'm wearing the new kimono.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm trying to adjust this. My audio is okay?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, I just assumed yesterday that this will be you doing it.
Who?
You.
Me alone. Then if
No,
I'm
no,
not
not
there,
like
then
that.
then
But like, I was confused in the morning that when I'm preparing the slides, I'm only putting your name. So should I be there or not be there?
no. If I thought when I'm not there, then you can
No, no,
continue.
I want to do because this sutra, na, I actually want to do again because every time, like you were sharing it, every time throughout our days and the experience which we go through, you realize the value of this sutra. And it was just a day before yesterday, I started to read this again because this makes so much sense that anytime, like even when I'm going through my exams and stuff like that, a lot of things are happening in my head, a lot of situations which we are going through. So what happens is this sutra, which is essential for not being fixated about that name and form, helps a lot because suddenly I'm feeling like, oh, this am I am I is it possible for me to do or is it not going to be possible for me to do? But then I just remember I go back to your YouTube videos, Dr. Lim's YouTube videos on this sutra, and they're like, forget everything. Whatever you're putting it in your head like this, it's not going to be that way. So you have to make sure that you move on from that complete fixation of yourself. So this helps a lot.
Yes. So as we unfold every chapter, maybe we take up just 4 lines every day,
Yeah,
every
yeah,
Saturday,
yeah.
Sunday. There's no
Every
need
day is
for us
also
to
good
hurry.
idea.
There's no need to hurry. We don't need to do it for hours. We can
Yeah.
do it even for, say, just 15, 20 minutes or 30 minutes. Okay, but the idea here is that discipline is the key element. Okay, and you will see the Diamond Sutra will give you those subtle, you can say, essence of understanding something that cannot be understood otherwise. And that is why this sutra is one of the greatest sutras. People still today, for merit, for the purpose of gaining merits, they share printed version of this to people free of cost, and a lot of practitioners, they do that, and they feel that that brings in a lot of blessing, because this sutra is said to be one of those sutras that when read, the one who is meant to actually liberate himself gets liberated by reading the sutra. So as I said, every time we will take one fun fact so that we get to know something about this sutra and how important this sutra is. So for today, as we just discussed, remember that this is the world's first printed text, and also after printing, it was distributed freely. Okay, so this definitely is a very important fact that we need to know, that we are studying the world's first printed book.
Hmm.
And the first chapter, as it goes, is leading to the assembly.
Assembly.
Now, these are all titles given by Dr. Lim for every chapter. Okay, and the fact that we have translated it as it is, using the basic version of Kumar Jiva. Dr. Lim has used the basic version of Kumar Jiva. And along with Kumar Jiva, he also took a reference from Xuanzang's translation of the Diamond Sutra. So he added a blend of both, but yet tried to keep it as it is without adding his flavor. So you will see the elements of Kumar Jiva majorly, but also the elements of Xuanzang, and both are important because Kumar Jiva comes from the Kushan Empire, and he that part of India, which was a Sanskrit-speaking nation, but he mastered the language of Chinese, and he was able to read Sanskrit and get things translated into Chinese. But this Chinese that he learned was more like a spoken Chinese. So it was not a more, you can say, scholarly kind of Chinese. it was more like a commoner Chinese language there, because he was dealing with people when he learned the Chinese language, and hence his language, Kumarji, was language of translation or method of translation or the style of translation is very much accepted by people as if it is a conversation by Kumarjiva to everyone, and that's why it became very famous. While when you look at Xuanzang, Xuanzang was a Chinese who came to India, studied in Nalanda, took up Sanskrit as a language which he had to study, and then mastered Sanskrit, and then he translated from Sanskrit to Chinese. But you can imagine the strictness that he studied Sanskrit with was technically the language that he was translating Sanskrit to Chinese. So he followed a very strict grammatical methodology to translate that. So this is the difference between both. So while one is a free flowing, nice text, the other one is very strict in terms of not missing out anything and not assuming anything. And Dr. Lim translating this text with a flavor of both added and maintaining that he does not put any of his flavor into it was the reason that this particular text is simple yet it's very profound, and this translation stands out among all other translations. So this, we need to be very grateful to Dr. Lim for doing that.
Oh, yeah. I actually did not know this was the work which was put behind into it. Like, this would be so difficult to do, because taking two parts of one is the conversational flow, which is important, and the other part where you are keeping the text as it is. So this is actually great. So we have to put even Xuanzang here in the text,
No,
Xuanzang's
no,
name.
because majorly it is like that. Dr. Lim went just to counter check if
Okay, okay.
sometimes we need the version of Shuangzang to verify and validate. But Shuangzang is too much in detail, very small things, but that's not needed. So Kumar Jiva was more about applying things into practical life. So Kumar Jiva comes more from the lineage of the Vimalakirti kind,
Oh.
well, happy-go-lucky and engaging. And as your title of the series goes, living the sutras. So going with Kumar Jiva's style is much better,
Yeah.
because that style is about application.
Yeah.
Applying sutras in real life. At the end, if you have something and if you cannot apply it, there's no point of having it, right? You need application for the stuff that you know or that you learn. Okay, and I think this is where the Diamond Sutra becomes very profound, because it puts you into action, and this action comes naturally. I know one case where a Diamond Sutra reader, you cannot say a reader, he was a listener, but he was a Diamond Sutra listener and a Shunya practitioner. But one day, when some you can say dacoits or the robbers enter his shop,
Jewelry shop.
he just automatically faced them fearlessly and caught hold of the robbers. Can you imagine the professional robbers being caught by a merchant, and then they were handing over them to the police? But he was shot in the process, and he was fearless at that time. And if we asked him, did you do it? Like, did you know what you were doing? He said, absolutely, I had no idea. My system just took over me, and I was there to protect myself and my things. And hence, that kind of body's awareness to act aptly and rightly when needed started to be cultivated, because he was a listener of the Diamond Sutra and the practitioner of Shunya. And I think that's very important, because many a times we think we can do things, we are the doers. But it's the situation and circumstances that we face in life that's when we have to start to respond at situations, and that has to be done with awareness, so that at the end the so-called you is well protected or well guided, and you don't land up to becoming a fool when around you fools are trying to play folly with you. And I think that's important. And so let's go with the first chapter, the event leading to the assembly. You may read,
Yeah.
Dhruv.
But this you have made very exciting because this has been, been seeing you do this, and this can be like one of the aspirations we have out there. Like even when we share it with other people and of our age, they are more excited to know about things which can be applied. And like if I can imagine a state of mind where I'm doing things and everything that I do I'm able to apply, then that would be something awesome, you know. And actually if we are able to cultivate that through this series, then that would be something great. And also that, yes, it is very true. First I used to feel the greatest as you said, the mind itself is the greatest friend or the enemy. And even before going out, it can fool you so many times that you are going to fall into that folly of it. So I think this sets the stage for us. And I'll just go through the chapters which are there.
Yeah.
The first one is the event leading to the assembly. It goes as, thus have I heard, once the Buddha was in Shravasti at Jetavana Grove, Anathapindika Park, with an assembly of 1250 great monks. Before mealtime, Bhagwan put on his robe, holding his bowl, entered the great city of Shravasti from house to beg for food. The Bhagwan then returned to the retreat, took his meal, put away the robe and bowl, washed his feet, arranged his seating, and sat down to focus his mind and meditate.
So, Dhruv, you see, here the Bhagwan means the blessed one. It's all about how he was leading his life,
Hmm.
and his life was more in association, not in dissociation. So he lived with an assembly of monks, because he was himself a monk, and that means that we should always try to assimilate ourselves, be with the kind of people that we are one with. Like he was a great monk, so around him, what there were 1,250 great monks also. So it's the people that are around you will make you. So you see, if you want to be a football player, then you should have friends who play football, right? You should have the company of footballers. If you have people who do not play football and you want to play football, you will not be proficient in your game, because you will not be supportive in to yourself, because you will not have that kind of support system around you who will understand it. So I always say that the flock that needs to be there, they need to be of the same feather. Okay, so when you have all of them of the same kind around you, you and the other kind, they all flourish. Okay, so always try to find your clan, your tribe. Okay, and today the world is such that it's easy to associate with people who are like minded in terms of passion, because that's where your sangha is, that's where your team is. And here Buddha is giving a best example of how he was with his kind. Let's take people who have been successful in business. Do you think these people were successful in business because they just did it? No. They mixed up with those people and build up teams around those people who are interested in business and money and of the same kind. So let's say Steve Jobs. Steve Jobs, he wants to start a computer company. So what kind of friend he will look out for? The best friend he looked out for was not somebody that was good in games or sports or singing or was a hippie or wanted to travel on spiritual path. No, he made friends with Steve Wozniak, who was a computer geek. And through him, they together built up a team. So it was but natural that over a period of time, he would meet Bill Gates, again a computer geek. So all the kind of computer geeks and people who were specialists, they all came together. And that's how Apple as a company gets formed. That's how Microsoft as a company gets formed. Okay, if you look at some videos on YouTube, actually Steve Jobs is running a kind of a contest or show, in which he's calling all the so-called at that time the Lotus software company, then the Microsoft software company. So all these people coming together. Even when Steve Jobs was taking his vacation internship, he was working with HNP. So you look at him. He made friends. He went and associated himself with the kind he wanted to be one. So if you today, let's take a simple tip from here. If you want to become something, make sure that kind of people are around you, or you are among those people of that kind. You want to be an actor, make sure you have at least 1,250 great actors around you. Okay, or you are among them. It's like that. Means get maximum number of people around you so that you become one like that. You want to be an influencer, make sure you have a lot of influencers around you as friends. You want to be a sportsman, and that also speak up the sports which you want to be, hang around with those people around you. They will become you. So you see, a gangster becomes a gangster because he hangs around with the gangsters. Do you think a gangster will make friends with the police and want to become a gangster? No. Or do you think a police wants to become, a police but hangs around with a gangster? No. You have to hang around with the same kind of people. So association is the key. You see, at the end, we always say, if you want to find your net worth, find out the average of 5 people that you are associated with, and that average income of theirs will one day become your income. So you should have that kind of networking. You should have that kind of friend circle, and then you will see. Then you automatically, without any effort also, one day you become the great monks. So the 1,250 great monks were all on the path of becoming the Buddha themselves, because the Buddha was among them. So it's one that is going to trigger many. It's the many that's going to support the one to remain like that. You understood? So here is a very important message that we can take from Diamond Sutra today, is that association does matter. Okay, you can pay any price for that association, but make sure you do not dissociate from the ones who you would like to become one with. Right? Never let that. Otherwise, that's where everything just falls apart. Okay, I think that's a very important living lesson that we can take from here. Okay, and so go and find your clan, go and find your tribe, and become one with them. Stay with them. Learn their techniques, learn their rules. Associate with similar kind. That's the Sangha, one of the important jewels. And as we study the Diamond Sutra, you will realize we will be unfolding the 3 jewels, the 3 Ratna, as we call. And these 3 jewels are important for us. Very, very important for us, because that leads us to a very prosperous life.
Rajesh sir, here I had a question that when association is the key, that is very clear. But when they talk about great monks, all these greats in our fields, when we want to associate in something new or something like that, how to do that? Because, for example, we are not great at the beginning, right? And that would come as a challenge, or no?
You see here the example the sutra is giving is that Buddha himself was with an assembly of 1,250 great monks. Now, great doesn't mean you have achieved it. If they had achieved it, why would they be with Buddha, learning from him? They were still student. The most important thing, greatness, is a journey. And you are great if you are on a journey to that greatness, right? So with this particular thing, word great, you have to understand that they were students of a great teacher, and hence they were great monks. So find yourself. Today books can be your great teachers, okay, and you can be a great monk or an association with great books. You can have a great teacher, maybe one who you like. You'll know that this is the person I like, and being humble and in association with them actually makes you great. So I think that's what even the Bhagavad Gita teaches. Arjuna and Krishna, in which Krishna is basically the teacher, but Arjuna is a great warrior. Now, great warrior because he's got a great teacher. You see, not
Yes.
because he had won wars, because there was the war had yet to start. The great war was not even begun. How can you call him a great warrior? Yeah,
No.
but he was a great warrior because he has a great teacher and he was humble to learn from this teacher. So everybody, he got great teachers in terms of Dronacharya, he got great teachers in terms of his own great grandfather. But even he had great friend like Krishna with him. So you see, all the greats around you actually make you great.
Yeah. That's
Yeah, so
actually
you cannot
great.
say, now I can say everybody has great parents. Yeah,
Yeah.
be grateful to them. Only when you are grateful to somebody, you are on the path of being great, right? So, yeah, so you can be grateful to your teachers who guide you. Somebody who taught you how to hold a pencil. Somebody taught you how to hold a pen. Somebody taught you how to write. Somebody has been teaching you how to speak. Somebody has been teaching you how to behave properly. Somebody is transforming you, and that process of transformation is the process of greatness. We should be very lucky and we should be very thankful
Yeah.
that there are people who are working on us and we allow them, because at the end the beneficiary is you.
Hmm.
They work on you, but at the end you are the one who's going to get everything. So here, the 1250 great monks, the only reason they were with Buddha was because he had found the path and he was leading them to the same path that he found. That was the path of greatness, the path of nirvana, the path of freedom, path of liberation, never ever to suffer again. Okay, and you see, he set himself as an example. He did it himself.
Yeah.
He was very disciplined, and Buddha shows how discipline matters. Okay, he knew that before mealtime he had to do his duty of going out into the society. Okay, he went into the great city of Shravasti. So wherever great people go, everything just becomes great. The city also becomes great. You see, he went to the great city. The association of the monks was great. The great monks. Okay, everything becomes Maha when you are in that mode of that Maha, the greatness. Okay, so he entered the city of Shravasti. Then house to house he begged for food. That means every house basically is everywhere you take shelter, right? Everywhere you seek help for. So he sought help from every means that could feed him. Now today, how do I apply that? If I know that the world is like made of so many skill sets and I don't have all of them, okay, but my personal development needs these different skill sets and I need to associate with them. So can I go every day and associate with people who have these skill sets, okay, and actually beg from them and learn from them and feed through what they provide us? Somebody might provide you a handful, somebody might provide you nothing, but do you stop begging is the key. You should not, because humility comes from seeking and asking. And I think if you understand this, then you know that everybody out there can feed you with something or the other. It's you who you choose to take from and apply it. Okay, somebody might give you anger in your bowl, but that anger is what they could offer. But you can take that anger, make it into a passion. You can take somebody's insult, somebody offers you insult in your bowl. You take that insult and make that as a mission in your life. You have a reason to do that. So I just read Ranveer, I think,
I love
Singh's message
Singh.
on Insta, and he said that it's so surprising somebody belittles you a few days back, but after the success of your movie, they stand support to you. So people change their opinion with us. So do not worry about what people offer you. See what you can do with what they offer to you. And if you are a great person, the ingredients that you have, they don't matter because you can make anything great with those ingredients, right?
Yeah.
So you have to become that person who begs. The world will offer you different things. The best thing what the world can offer is something that they have. But a master is the one who takes whatever he gets and makes something out of it, right? And that's what every bhikshu did, every monk did. They went out asking, seeking alms. Then they, whatever they got, they brought it together, and together they cooked their meal. That
Wow.
was what we call the khichdi. And together they shared and ate it with each other. Okay, so here it was all about being together. And if you see these challenges, the team is where everything matters, you know. So never try to single out yourself to doing things. Always remember, even to seek help, you need to beg. Even to become great, you need association of the great. Okay, so find the similar kind and then just do what you want to do, and you'll enjoy that. You'll never get tired. Okay, and then it continues. The Bhagwan then returned to the retreat, took his meal, put away the robe and bowl, washed his feet, arranged his sitting, and sat down. So at the end, it's still a lot of work that one has to do. Okay, even though you have a good company, you have friends, you have association, you have guides, you have teachers, don't take them for granted that they will do everything for you. You're not
Yeah, that also
spoon-fed.
happens, with the
Yeah, no,
association.
this is exactly what happens. You know, you have a great friend with you who has all the skill set. You assume that, oh, I don't need to do anything. But that day, you're not able to reach your friend. You're helpless. But with that friend, if you would have learned his way, I think that friend would have lived in you for a longer time.
Yeah.
Okay. So, what did he do after that? He sat down to focus his mind and meditate. Now, this is very important because at the end, your focus is very important. Your mind focused and your mind meditating. Meditating means, you see, it's like focus means like a cow eating the grass. Okay? And meditating means it ruminates again. You know, it again, what a cow does is eats the grass and again brings it out in the mouth and keeps on chewing onto it. Now, you have to understand, first is focus on what your mind is going to eat onto. And then you can only chew that. So contemplation is meditative practice. Okay,
Okay.
engagement is your key where your mind engages in. Okay, but mind does two things. One, it engages through the senses on all the objects that it interacts with. But on the other side, it creates these so-called thoughts that it keeps on working on, chewing on again and again. So worry, stress is because there are thoughts which bring fear, anxiety, okay, loss in their hearts, right? But what is the other turnaround to that? Hope, faith. They bring all that positive kind of thoughts within you for you to work and do something again. Inspires you, motivates you, triggers you, pushes you. These are the things. So meditation as such is a contemplative practice of something good that you want to experience or you have experienced. Okay, so always try to do a little good. That is why your Shila plays an important role. So Buddha says your Panchashil will become the basis on which you will feed yourself. Okay, all the good. And then that good that you have fed yourself with will be your contemplative practice, will become your meditative practice. And that's how you will transfer. And you will realize in this sutra that the first thing, your first qualification for even to become a great person is to be a good person. And good has to be defined in terms of what society you're interacting with. Because, goodness means when you're playing a match with another opponent, if you're going to be good for the opponent, you're going to lose. You understand? Goodness means you will play a good game that day. You'll showcase your good skills that day. Not your good behavior. That's not needed there. You understand? But post the game, we expect a good behavior,
Yeah.
a handshake. You cannot throw bad words at the other opponent. That's not real. So your goodness is very, very much, you can say, dynamic.
Yeah.
And it has to be situational based, and that will only be decided where the mind is focused at. And hence, meditation as such is a very, very dynamic practice. People have to understand this.
Hmm.
People take meditation as doing nothing, sitting there. No, 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 no. That is why these sutra talks, that what we are doing is very important, because it is living the sutras.
Yes.
Because when you give space to these sutras to live in you, the sutras will work. The king doesn't fight, his army does.
Hmm.
The army never wins, the king wins. You see, at the end, this is how it is. Let the sutra do the job. You will be the receiver of all the best that this sutra is going to do to the world. You are going to be termed as great. Okay, and you will know what great means in this sutra. It is just, you will see the examples Buddha gives about something being great, and you realize great is just a name. Okay, so all that is being given a name and form, but yet you should not be attached to it, is only done through the practice when you focus your mind. Okay, that means you do what is supposed to be done, so that the burden that you carry has been laid down. Okay, and have that thing achieved through a state of mind that we call the meditative mind. That means a mind which is actually contemplative. And when I say contemplative, means a template has been formed for you to execute success. And this template, once it starts working, it can actually duplicate itself. So success can be duplicated. Okay, your prosperity can be duplicated. You make, say, 1,00,000 rupees by, not by chance, because you have now programmed yourself. This lakh becomes a repetitive action, and you will see it repeating itself again and again and again. And then one day you will say, yeah, I don't do anything, but it just seems to keep on happening. And that's exactly what we say is getting yourself in that autonomic nervous system mode where things become so effortless that it is just like fun watching and receiving. Yeah?
Yeah. I mean, just listening to it is cool. But like, how does this happen over a period of time when you're talking about, even when that was very interesting to look at the practice where bhikshus are going out there and collecting whatever they get, and especially with the skills, not limiting food to just food, because it it actually, when you speak about it, makes sense, because nowadays what gives you food is your work and stuff like that, and what gives you work is your skill. So basically, when you look here, they're talking about the skill set if you want to apply it. Otherwise, how? Otherwise, if this needs to be applied literally, then I have to go with the bowl from house to
Yeah.
house. then they'll be like, shoo, man, what are you doing?
But here you see, it's not the food for your stomach. It's the
Yeah.
food for your senses, your five senses, including your mind. Because these are the things that feed continuously. Your stomach at least feeds only 2 or 3 times, or maybe 4 times in your day. But what feeds continuously is your senses.
Senses.
And that's where, see, you can be satisfied. See, if you're hungry, I can give you food. I give you a lot of food. You will say, no, enough. But if I give you something like watching a movie, okay, I give you tickets. And if you get a lot of tickets to watch free movies, you will go and watching. There will never be a say, enough. So your senses, they just get addicted very soon, and they don't have a container, hence they are never in content. Okay, and that's why what happens is that we tend to lose because we don't have anything to hold on to, and we tend to lose our own holding on to things, and we get lost very soon. And here the Diamond Sutra says that when you beg for food, okay, you remember that what has been offered to you is enough. Okay, because your bowl is going to decide. So there is a point of contentment. Okay, I want to watch TV. Okay, I'm a student. I want to watch TV. I don't want to be in a world where I don't watch TV. But how much are you going to watch? You should understand. You can beg for that once a meal a day, 1 meal a day. Like, okay, 1 hour I will watch TV, 2 hours I'll watch TV, I'll go and play football for so many hours, then I'm going to study. What are you doing? You're basically feeding yourself, but in amounts that is enough for you, which will keep you going. And I think that's what, in another way, if you look at it, is to apply that in our lives. that point of satisfaction through our senses, where whatever the world is going to offer you, you know that it is only meant for that day's meal. Do not carry it the next day with you. You cannot keep meal with you forever, right? It starts stinking, it gets stale, and it's not good to consume it. So today's insult is today's insult. Do not
Yeah.
keep it with you. It will don't pickle it around and enjoy it all your life. Okay, so it doesn't work like that. Everything cannot be pickled, and so sometimes you can pickle it, but you'll have to do a lot of process around pickling it. Okay,
Hmm.
then you can sterilize it, put it, and then make it as one of your reasons for you to do something in life.
Yeah.
I think one of the things I learned was when in school my handwriting was bad and my teachers started to blame or put me down by telling me that how dirty I write. That was something that really hurt me. And then one fine day, I started to take it up in a very positive way to improve my handwriting. Rather than cursing the teacher, I started to work on myself to change their opinion. So today, people they go and to doctors, and when they find their blood sugar levels high, their cardiac markers high, they say that we are sick, and then they are trying to, just follow the doctor, what the doctor has said. But it is like me, my handwriting is bad, and my teacher keep on whacking me, you shameless, and you don't improve your handwriting and all those things. And I take teacher's advice. That's it. But teacher is not telling me how to improve my handwriting.
Hmm.
That's my journey.
Hmm.
Okay, she's just telling you are bad, you're bad, you're bad, you're bad, and I'm okay. Yeah, okay, improve yourself, improve yourself. I agree to that. I need to improve, but I need to
How?
improve myself.
Yeah.
But when you go to a doctor, doctor tells you, this is it. You need to take care of yourself. But people don't know how to take care of themselves, and then what they do is they'll end up having different teachers just to seek a good opinion from somebody.
Hmm.
Like a patient will seek different doctors just to get somebody who can positively, align with his thoughts.
Yeah. Yeah.
But the fact is, I had to work on my handwriting. I had to improve it to the point that the same teacher who cursed me blessed me. Wow, what a good handwriting you have now. Fantastic. So, are we in the mood today in health to take that effort to tell that doctor, see, I have done this. What do you think now? My lab values have changed. I've started to exercise. I've started to watch my diet. I've started to do this. Do we take that as a challenge? No. I never see a patient going and taking the challenge that the doctor poses, that you're not well, you're sick, you need to change. And this, boy, I'm telling you, nobody has that guts to take the report back to the doctor and say, hey, look at my reports now. What do you think? Now, is it all okay? And the doctor should be happy saying, yeah, fantastic, boy, keep going like this. You don't come to see me for any sickness, come to share your wellness journey with me. And that's exactly what the Diamond Sutra tells us, that at the end, you have to work on yourself, and you'll have to do it yourself. Nobody's going to do it for you.
No, I don't think anybody would have ever had thought like this also. That handwriting is still okay, that you feel bad and everything. You might improve, but the doctor thing is quite something new. Because first of all, I don't know how to take care of the one who doesn't know. They don't know how to take care. That is why they are in this state. And the second thing, like, they're already in a bad state that continues. Like you said, the mind's habit is already in that negative loop of it. And then again, just to take up that challenge seems, because you are not a doctor, right? How can you recover out of it?
So then that's exactly you are go and beg. Beg to a doctor who is qualified. Find answers. Not everybody will give you. Don't go to one house. He's saying go from house to house.
But that's what you were saying, that they go from house to house just to have that positive alignment, but still there is no change.
Yeah, so don't hold on to one house. You seek all multiple sources. So study for your own health. Study Ayurveda, study
Hmm.
allopathy, study homeopathy, study Unani, study naturopathy, study your own nutrition. So many things. It's your illness, your suffering. Who's going to help you if you don't help yourself?
Okay, that's something new. Because
Yes.
isn't that Something like I have always heard like these people who go and don't seek the help of a professional, rather study and everything, complicate things more
No,
because.
when you study under a great teacher,
Hmm.
you are in great association.
Hmm.
You are humble enough to seek help, okay,
Hmm.
so that you can feed your
Oh,
ignorance.
so your
Then
study is
you are,
dependent on all of these things, not
yeah,
just
yeah, yeah,
you.
yeah, yeah. No, no, no. You don't.
Okay,
So when
okay.
you read a sutra, sutra means like a thread.
Hmm, hmm,
You
hmm.
do not leave one part. The thread holds on to all
All
different
different
parts.
parts.
Okay, remember this. Like a chariot is basically held together by lot of things. Hence the chariot exists
Hmm.
as a whole. Otherwise, there is nothing called a chariot because there is something that holds on to things. So, sutras are like that. So, all the different aspects of it are like the facets of the diamond, different facets. They make the shine in the diamond, So, that's how you have to see this as.
And how do we cultivate this? Like, for example, like when somebody is going through a challenge, like it's not most of the time possible to take that negative thing and just turn it into something good for you, right? And especially the ones who are listening for the first time, and they want to know that what is the way. Like now we are interested, and we don't want this to affect us in this way. And if some, like you are saying that there is another way, how can they do it? And
That's where the 1250 great monks will help you. Your
yeah.
association helps you. Like
Okay.
somebody tells you that, hey, you cannot do it. Somebody among your football gang is going to say, hey, what are you saying, man? I can do it. See, like, do it. You can learn this way. Everybody teaches each other. Everybody watches each other's back. Everybody together achieve more. So understand this, that it is important to be in association of people who are positive, who are like minded, who have the same focus and goal and ideas and concepts. So when you breed yourself around those people who are breeding that kind of material, you also become like them. So there's no way negativity is going to come to you.
So in this we'll
Even
have to cut off also, like one way is you have to be with these, and the other way, like if you're already in a not that association, you have to move out of it.
No, I think even if you're working 8 hours in a very like in shit, okay, but that one half an hour shower with a nice shampoo, nice soap is good enough to make you clean again, right? So your association back to what is required has to be there. Sometimes your job profile requires you to get your hands dirty, but do you want to live with that dirty hands is up
No,
to you,
no,
right?
no.
So meditation is that key. Our neural connections are built on our experiences. Our behavioral patterns are formed because of our experiences.
Yes.
We genetically carry material that becomes our nature. But are you okay with living like that? Then fine. But if you are not, then it's time to take a break. Go into the shower room, use a nice shampoo, a body wash, okay, and scrub yourself well. And that's done through meditation. So when you meditate, you're basically doing that.
Hmm. Okay.
So I think we are 3 minutes just, and
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
You see, we just did 4 lines today,
yeah.
but these
Yeah.
4 lines are worth hours of discussion. You see, when you have to apply it,
Yeah. Because this can be applied throughout the lifetime, right? This is not something
absolutely,
just which is just limited to now.
absolutely. So
Yeah.
we can take any questions if we have. Last
Yeah,
five
just
minutes, we should open the floor for questions, and we can later on have this for everyone.
yeah.
Because application is the most important thing.
Let me.
I cannot hear you.
No, I'm unable to see right now from here.
Okay. So there is no question. Can we assume that, or
I'll
this is on
just
live?
check.
Is this on live on Facebook or YouTube?
Yes, both, both.
Okay, yeah. Let's see if we have any questions. Morning, very good. You're live. Somebody had written a message. Your voice is echoing.
No questions.
Okay. Okay, fine then. I think that's good enough.
This was very interesting today. Again, I mean, it's surprising. It's just like and the worst, the most funniest thing was that I'm just assuming since yesterday that obviously this is new all the time, and it was not like you want to do it alone something, but I was like, how excited this person can be for the same sutra so many times. I was like, you want to do it, and I'm like, okay. And I'm just here to see why is that excitement there for the same sutra again and again. How
Forget
can
the
it?
sutra, Dhruv. The first chapter.
First chapter, I mean, before even you went and you were giving that fun fact, that itself was so inspiring. And like
Yeah.
how even that is very practical. Like for example, we get to learn from that as well. Like one is a conversational flow which you need to have, which Dr. Lim was able to take from Kumar Jiva. But there is one more, that he did not bypass the system of Xuanzang also by
Yeah.
keeping the text as it is. So like even he is doing this, not being just with one grade but many grades.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So that is why we are going to come up with the what is it called?
The Dhamma Masters.
The Dhamma Masters.
I'll put that in a Sutra series now. We'll have that as an outro as well. So that is something, guys. Just wait for it, and we'll be coming up soon with it. And Baji sir is helping us, but this is going to be something out of the world for sure. And with this, today was a great lesson, though. I mean, if you can just now, there are no questions. I checked online. If you can again, in a way, summarize for us, then we can take that summary and the essence out of today.
So the summary is very clear, that the path to greatness starts with association with great people. And greatness is a journey that we have to go on, okay, again with the great people. And everything that you do with the great people turns out to become great, like entering the great cities, okay, doing great things. This all becomes a part of greatness. And hence, that second attitude of great people is they seek from every house for food. That means they seek help from everyone as much as possible. Okay, this is very important. And one who realizes this, that seekers are seeking help, and there are out there many who will give you that kind of help that they have, because somebody always has some skill set which you lack, and that person will then contribute into your betterment. That's how you become civilized, you become the person who will flourish.
But
Okay,
where the
and
society nowadays is so much independent with the AI and everything, and also like hell asking for help and going out, putting, you already like, you want to be great first of all, but then if you're asking for help, then you're not great in a way if you're asking for help.
no, but that's not what we saw in the Sutras. The
Yeah,
Sutra
yeah.
said
I mean,
these
I'm
great
just.
monks
Yes.
entered the great city and they begged from house to house, not one house,
House to house.
house to house. Even the poorest of the poorest house they begged. Even the richest of the richest they begged. They begged from everyone. So do not ever hesitate to ask help from your office boy. Do not ever hesitate to ask help from your boss. Everybody will contribute in your greatness. Okay, then what is more important is that you will have to do it yourself. Set examples. Okay, you will have to, don't expect somebody to do to you anything. And then you should be able to focus your mind into the acts that you want to do every day, and then carry that thing along the whole day as a contemplation, as a template, as a ruminating thought, always meditating on that particular thing that your mind is focused on. Like when we watch the breath, when the mind is focused on the breath, everything is related to the breath, the counting, okay, the observing, the quality. There's nothing else that is allowed to come in between that focus of the mind and the thought processes that come, the experience that happens. Nothing is allowed. If something comes, it is already distracting us. So again, it's a skill set that you'll have to make up. So we will get our hands dirty. Showering is meditation. Okay, using nice shampoo, using nice body wash is like using the practice of samatha vipassana when you're doing that practice. Okay, so cleaning yourself up, make sure that the neural pathways of your past conditioning, your past experiences, your genetic codes that you carry, okay, your society's influence that you're carrying, all that has created a personality, a character of yours, can be transformed by wiping clean the blackboard, wiping clean all those conditional manifestations through the practice of shunya.
Shunya.
So again, at the end, the only thing that the Buddha's conversation lead us is to
The
practice meditation.
Yeah, and this
Okay.
makes us realize that the practice is so beautiful, you know.
Yeah.
Like that self of ours where you have no, I mean, that's just beautiful, you know. You
True.
cannot describe it in words at the end of the day because again that will be putting something on it.
And that's exactly what the Diamond Sutra unfolds, as you see. You know, there's 32 chapters. Is like 32 teeth that will chew onto everything that goes before it goes into the stomach. You know, these 32 chapters, if you hold on to them, you will not take anything like that. You will take them, grind them between those 32 chapters, make them worthy enough to travel through your throat into your stomach. Okay, so you will start actually, enjoying this whole world's food, yeah, and you'll chew it much better.
Yeah. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Rajesh sir. Hope so we do it the Kaizen way. A little by little, I'll
Yeah,
improve
little
the
by little.
slides and everything. But thank you for being patient in the beginning today. And you all also who were there, who had joined early. And today I had some challenges, but I hope so. I'll seek help today from my friends out here and sir and everybody. And hope so we come up with a better way tomorrow. But that's it for today. Thank you so much for joining in. Thank you so much, Rajesh sir, for giving your time. And
Thank
we'll
you.
call it an end here and see you all tomorrow at 7 a.m. in the morning.
Yeah. Bye
And for
bye.
today also, I won't be there, but you have your talk show coming up, the Nikaya series at 8:30 a.m. See you there, guys. Bye bye.
Yeah. Bye
Namaste.
bye.